Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to have you with us this morning. My name is Jonna Reeder Claymeyer, and it is my honor to help lead the Colorado Springs Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development Corporation, your host for today's event. Thank you. And thank you for joining us for the State of the Region with our chairwoman of the Board of El Paso County Commissioners, Cammie Brimmer. I'd like to take a moment and thank our elected leaders that have come with us here today. We're truly grateful for what you do in our community to ensure that this is a business-friendly community. Would you please stand and let us recognize you, elected officials? Mr. Mayor, I don't know how we messed up and put you in the back. I promise you deserve a front row seat. I will fix that next year. Wow, this is, whoops, okay. Woo. Oh, okay, and so now let's recognize the generous support of our sponsors. Without you, today's event would not have been possible. Our presenting sponsor today is Pinnacle Advanced Primary Care. Let's welcome them. We're going to hear a few words from them shortly. Let's also thank our associate sponsor, Garden of the Gods Resort and Club. And last but certainly not least, our supporting sponsors are listed behind me on the board. Would you please join me in thanking our supporting sponsors? We thank them all for supporting this event to share what is happening all throughout El Paso County. And now, more about our presenting sponsor, Pinnacle Advanced Primary Care. Pinnacle is considered a healthcare disruptor in the marketplace. They represent a growing number of primary care physicians replacing insurance with a subscription model called Direct Primary Care, also known as DPC. The DPC movement thrives in Colorado and has positioned our state as a leader in this new healthcare economy. In 2 years, Pinnacle has opened 3 clinics, they've doubled their staff, and now provide direct primary care to over 200 employers in our region. In fact, my staff and myself, we utilize their services and benefit from their personalized care provided by Team Pinnacle. Before we welcome Team Pinnacle to the stage, here's a short video about their healthcare model and the impact on the business community.
At Pinnacle, we believe the U.S. healthcare system is the tapeworm of the American economy. It's draining the bank accounts of our business owners, their employees, and families. While you're providing health insurance to your employees, you may not be providing actual health care. So at Pinnacle, we really focus on primary care as the foundation for a business's health plan. When employees don't have access to the primary care system, they result to using the ER and urgent care for their everyday health care needs. Unfortunately, this is the most expensive place to get your care. One of the benefits with Pinnacle is we're like the Netflix of healthcare. So your employees are going to have unlimited access to our clinic with no co-pays, deductibles, or office visit fees. So there's really no barrier to entry to getting really good primary care.
So what the direct primary care model fixes, just in one fell swoop, are 2 of the biggest problems with the traditional healthcare industry. One is that they use insurance to pay for primary care. And we believe that it should be more cash-based, because if you price it in a transparent way, it winds up being much more cost-effective to not use your insurance to pay. The other thing that DPC fixes is that it is no longer a fee-for-service model. What fee-for-service means is that you get paid by the appointment. So there's a financial incentive to cram as many of those appointments into the physician's schedule as possible. Direct primary care eliminates all of that as well because it's a membership.
I'm Dr. Lindsay Ganser. I'm the owner and CEO of North Springs Veterinary Referral Center, and we are members of Pinnacle Advanced Primary Care. We are a 24-hour emergency veterinary hospital and then a multi-specialty hospital. I chose Pinnacle for my employees because I wanted them to have options. I wanted them to have the ability to have what we're providing from the veterinary industry and the human industry. From a business standpoint, it saves you as an employee a lot of money. Normal healthcare, if you go with one of the big in-the-box packages, is going to cost you hundreds of dollars per employee, and that's not the case with Pinnacle.
Hi, I'm Joanna Smith, co-founder and CEO of Pro Auto Spa. We're an auto appearance and protection studio. We partner with Pinnacle Advanced Primary Care and offer that as a benefit to our employees. We had tried to have other insurance benefits for our employees, but we were too small. We didn't have enough people to be able to get a decent rate that we could even afford. And so we just never offered benefits until we met Travis. I would definitely encourage any small business owner to at least have a discovery meeting or a lunch and learn. You'll be amazed at what you can get for so little.
I know when we look at the U.S. healthcare industry and solutions to fix it, it can be extremely overwhelming. But the first thing that we can do is restore our primary care system. You as a business can take an action today to provide amazing primary care and family medical access to your employees while supporting an independently owned primary care family practice right here in Colorado.
You could be one of the business owners that not only saves 20 to 40% by switching to this model, but also forces the entire industry to reform itself and change to a much more sustainable healthcare industry going into the future.
Now, let me introduce Travis Bockenstad, the Chief Experience Officer, and Denise Larzo, the Director of Membership in Southern Colorado for Pinnacle Primary Care.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. We are proud to be the direct primary care provider for the Colorado Springs Chamber and EDC. We sponsor events like this for two reasons. Of course, to inform you all about the DPC movement, but more importantly, we support the work of the Colorado Springs Chamber and EDC. Jonna and her team set the standard for how the chamber should engage with the community. Pinnacle and sponsors listed today ensure our chamber has financial support for operations and to convene our community through educational events like this one. Thank you.
Finally, we want to share our biggest fear with you. We fear healthcare reform has become so complicated and out of reach that you, the business owner, the voter, the patient, will give up. Broken promises to reform our healthcare system have left us with a system that works for middlemen and not for you. So today we take a stand. Today I present to you the only free market healthcare solution that exists today, and that is investing in direct primary care. You don't have to wait until your healthcare renewal to deploy a DPC strategy. Team Pinnacle can roll this out in 30 days or less. I hope you'll read our story in the magazines that we've been passing out. You'll get to learn a little bit more about our amazing team. On the back is Denise's cell phone number. If you're interested in chatting with her, please give her a call or send her a text message. Your employees will appreciate Pinnacle, and so will your bottom line. Thank you, and enjoy the program.
And now to kick off the official event, El Paso County has invited students from the Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind and the El Paso County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard to be with us today. These amazing students and deputies will lead us in our national anthem. If you are able, please stand with me for the presentation of the colors.
Oh, say, can you see what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind, and thank you to the El Paso County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard. I'm Dave Daslich, Vice President of the Colorado Springs Chamber and EDC's Government Affairs Department. It's a privilege to be here today, part of this event, as we celebrate the great work and close partnership that the Chamber and EDC has with El Paso County. Together, we truly do make a difference. It's my pleasure this morning to welcome El Paso County Vice Chair, Commissioner Carrie Geithner, to share a few remarks. Commissioner Geithner represents El Paso County District 2, where she champions the county's legislative agenda, drawing on her background in education and entrepreneurship. A graduate of the University of Central Florida, she has founded a charter school in District 49 and achieved remarkable academic growth while actively contributing to various boards that significantly impact state-level representation for El Paso County. Please join me in welcoming the Vice Chair of the Board of El Paso County Commissioners, Carrie Geithner.
Well, good morning, esteemed colleagues, honored guests, and members of our El Paso County community. I am Vice Chair Carrie Geithner, and it is with great honor that I welcome you to our annual State of the Region address. El Paso is a county with rich heritage. The Western spirit of rugged individualism, self-reliance, and neighborly regard is alive and well here. We continue to chart our own course, often leading the charge to defend local control, ensuring that the decisions affecting our county are made here at home where we are closest to the people we serve. While the state continues to raise taxes and fees, we have listened to residents in El Paso, abiding by Tabor and prioritizing core government services such as quality infrastructure, roads and bridges, and public safety. This is our commitment to the residents of our county, to focus on lower cost of living while delivering exceptional service. Through this philosophy, we believe residents are empowered to chase the American dream and create a thriving, market-driven economy that produces improved quality of life. It's not always easy, but we have demonstrated that it is possible to live within our budget, just as our residents must, and focus on our priorities and the proper role of government, and make the right decisions for the people of El Paso County. As the county with the largest population in Colorado, we take governance seriously. It's the reason we led an effort to bring community leaders to the table to determine what obstacles stand in the way of improving our community and created the Pikes Peak Promise. The Pikes Peak Promise is a collection of ideas that will bring more safety, affordability, and opportunity to residents in our region. It's a commitment that demonstrates our dedication to data-driven and effective policy choices for the betterment of our entire community. It underscores our responsibility to lead the way in collaboration with other local governments and agencies, engaging with our state government, and pushing for the tools needed to continue our success as a region. Speaking of success, the achievements of El Paso County are credited to many individuals, including our fantastic County Administrator Brett Waters, our Deputy County Administrator Sonny Bryant, and our County Attorney Kenny Hodges, and of course many others in this room today. But the governance of the county in particular is made stronger by our Chair of the Board, County Commissioner Cami Bremer. Cami has been a leader that has worked side by side with me as the Vice Chair, always working to capture the various perspectives on our board and embody servant leadership. Please join me in welcoming Cami Bremer to the stage.
Good morning, and thank you, Commissioner Geithner. 23 years ago this June, I arrived in El Paso County for the first time in my life. My dad drove me out for a college summer internship from Georgia here in Colorado Springs at the U.S. Olympic Committee. I was looking for new experiences and new opportunities, and boy, did I ever find them here. I'll never forget the first time seeing our mountains under a crisp baby blue sky and the clean, dry Colorado air while recreating outdoors at every opportunity. Where I'm from, we have bugs, lots of bugs. Thank goodness, not so much here. The people here were all so welcoming, giving a young professional opportunities I probably would not have had otherwise. From my first real job at the Chamber of Commerce to the city, then into healthcare world, I knew that this community was one that I wanted to stay and raise a family in. It felt comforting to be in a community that valued God, families, our military, and our fellow citizens. And I don't think my story's unique. Many of you here have similar reasons you came and found a home here in El Paso County. Our community is full of endless opportunities to live, work, and play. Realizing how special our community is led me to a desire to serve on the El Paso County Commission. Our quality of life here came because of great stewardship before me, and I wanted to give my son the same gift of an outstanding community that we have all inherited. When I first started campaigning for this office, I expected people to ask questions about where I stood on various issues, and instead, the most common question I got was, what does a county commissioner actually do? Now, maybe it's a good sign of a well-functioning government when you don't know what we do. But today, I'd like to help answer that question and give you an update of the great work of your El Paso County government. And on behalf of your 5 county commissioners, I'm proud to tell you that the state of El Paso County is strong. One of the things the commissioners are most passionate about is delivering world-class service to our customers, the citizens and businesses of El Paso County. Our business leaders do it right, so we decided to take our cues from you, and we developed a strategic plan complete with data-driven goals and metrics centered on core values. While other governments may use a top-down approach, we are looking at our county through your eyes and enshrining community values into the government. This plan now guides us and provides a roadmap for all that we do, with a goal of empowering every resident and business in our community. At the county, we value high-quality service delivery, efficient government, transparency, collaboration, and trust, and delivering all of that with one of the lowest tax rates on the Front Range. So let's talk now about quality service delivery. For the last several years, El Paso County has focused on enhancing our roads and infrastructure. The Board of County Commissioners has dedicated an additional $44 million to our existing road budget just since 2021. And did I mention yet that we did that without raising taxes and with one of the lowest tax rates on the Front Range? Just last year, we made 160 miles of road improvements. And to put that in perspective, it would be like paving from Cheyenne to here, Cheyenne, Wyoming, not the zoo. The Department of Human Services, led by Stacy Quiddick, knows that our most vulnerable residents cannot wait for services. With innovative changes that are now statewide best practices, we drastically reduced our average call wait time from, get this, 2 hours to just 5 minutes. Now, I'm sure some folks here love that awesome hold music, but this was a huge improvement for those who need immediate attention. And time can often be the difference in triumph or tragedy for those families who need us the most. Megan Harrington and our Planning and Community Development team have also made significant strides in streamlining our development processes and enhancing efficiency. Whether you're submitting an application for land development or even a building permit for your deck, we've cut your wait times in our lobby and on your project sites. So now you can move into your home or enjoy beautiful views from your new deck in half the time. And throughout our organization, we're ensuring that all our citizens have access, whether it is to information, elected officials, or your favorite parks and trails.
There is a rope along this trail that the visually impaired can hold and walk down the trail without having to have any assistance. And along the way, there are knots on this rope that tells that person there's something to view here. And then we have signs right next to that rope. And with a technology device, what looks like a pen, you can put that up against the sign and actually listen to things that are going on in this park, about what we have here.
I think it is great that El Paso County and the state of Colorado are involving low vision people. Like I said, I've lived here all my life and lost a lot of being able to do some things outside. And now that I've got this wonderful trail and the things that they have inside, I can actually come out and enjoy it. I think it's great that we are expanding our horizons.
This is just a wonderful addition to Bear Creek Park, and it's another example of the Parks Department and El Paso County at large trying to provide access to our parks, our beautiful parks, for everybody in the county.
Delivering quality service in El Paso County goes beyond our immediate tasks. It involves investing in the future. Recognizing the pivotal role of mentorship and education, we are committed to nurturing the next generation of service-minded employees. Last year, the El Paso County's Department of Public Works, led by Kevin Maston, launched DPW Connects. This collaboration with Careers in Construction provides high school juniors and seniors with a deep dive into the field through immersive work-based learning and insightful tours and presentations. But it's not just about exposure. It's about equipping students with the knowledge and skills to excel in public works professions. Internships, job shadowing, and seasonal employment opportunities ensure students have a chance to explore and build a career in this critical sector. And commissioners made that career pathway a bit easier in the last few years by adjusting minimum requirements for some jobs. This allows flexibility and development opportunities for all employees. And I'm sure I don't have to tell this group about the positive impacts internally and externally, but you can hear for yourself from these two inspiring employees.
Scotty came to my school. He presented and showed me all the opportunities the county has through DPW Connects, and really inspired not just me but other students, and I eventually reached out to Scotty and came and took a tour.
I moved out about 17, so I've been living on my own. When we went on lockdown, I didn't know any better, and I didn't know we were going into an online schooling. I kind of just stayed home and quarantined like the rest of everybody else, and then I missed 5 classes so I had to make up those 5 credits while I was working, while being on my own.
I spoke with Kevin, and he eventually took me out in the yard and put me in some equipment, and it was very exciting.
All my supervisors just keep me on track, keep me moving, keep me forward. And if I ever do need help with anything, I let them know. They all watch over me very well, and they always ask, if we have to go into overtime, hey, if you need to go home early to get school done, they allow me to do that.
They have a good training program. They really took their time and not let me go out on the field without knowing nothing. I really do believe the county comes and takes care of their employees. It's not easy to get a CDL, especially when kids my age don't have the money for it. And when they teach you here, and it's kind of free, it's really awesome.
It has just been a great experience working here and getting the opportunity to finish off my schooling and continue my career here.
When I've been going to schools with Scotty, I've been talking to a lot of kids. They definitely want to try it out. Some of the girls reach out to me and see if it's a good place for a girl to work here, and I definitely recommend it to them. I was in a whole different path, seeing other different jobs like fast food restaurants, and when Scotty came, it showed me a whole better way.
And I feel very respected, and I feel like family here.
Please join me in congratulating Jakai Hopkins and Julie Lopez for their exceptional dedication and work towards those CDLs. We truly need more of you, and we are so proud of you. By taking care of our employees, we empower them to take care of you, our residents. We recognize that effective decision-making begins by understanding the needs of our community. And over the last year, we offered new and creative ways for that engagement to occur. The year is 2024. You can buy tickets to see the Beach Boys next year here at our new amphitheater on your phone. If I'm boring you, you can order your groceries and they'll be home on your doorstep on your phone. And apparently 40% of people now even use their phones to find dates. So if you can find a date on your phone, shouldn't you be able to connect with your elected officials and your government on your phone? We think so. So we launched the Citizens Connect app. Through our app, you can ask questions, voice concerns, and submit details and locations of issues. This continues our effort to model the best practices of you, business, and give our community quality customer service through the mediums through which you are most comfortable and familiar. Speaking of making things comfortable and familiar, the Commissioners on the Road program took us into all 5 districts, to the El Paso County Fairgrounds, community centers you frequent, and the schools you drop your kids off at. We are committed to bringing your government closer to you at every opportunity, thus improving transparency and collaboration in multiple areas. Nowhere was this more significant than in the redistricting process. While redistricting was expected to be, and at times was, quite contentious, our transparent process of taking hearings across the county paid off. We had tremendous citizen input, which helped find a solution to one of the most complex items our board has encountered. Our process earned accolades from Colorado's Attorney General when he cited us as an example of a county who had done it right during a challenge in another jurisdiction. Another thing El Paso County has done right is serving our veterans. If you're a veteran in the room today, please stand and be recognized. Those of you who just stood represent 92,000 veterans who call El Paso County home. Every day, our Veteran Service Officers, or VSOs, process paperwork for local veterans who need help accessing the complex and confusing network of the Veterans Administration. And while it's easy to look at large numbers we serve and see them as a statistic, every one of those veterans has a story. And everyone is a son, a daughter, a wife, or a husband. And in fact, one of them was my husband. He graduated from the Air Force Academy and spent 7 years in active duty and another 7 years in the reserves. But because of a unique situation, he was never scheduled for an out-processing interview and thus never registered with the VA. After spending several years attempting to navigate the VA on his own, he became a customer of our Veterans Services Division. And now he finally has a pathway to receiving his benefits. So when we see a veteran walk through our doors to meet one of our VSOs, we treat them like our own families. And sometimes they are.
PACT Act is a law that was signed August 10th of 2022, and what that means is that it added 20 presumptive disabilities and some new locations to Agent Orange exposure for Vietnam veterans, and also includes Gulf War and burn pit era as well.
As a veteran myself, I know the importance of making sure that our country and our government is taking care of our veterans who've given their time to serve, and many of them given their lives.
That's one of the main things that this country should be doing, is helping veterans out.
Once they're our client, they're always our client. And we've seen those veterans that served in Thailand that may have passed away from Agent Orange, and there was never any benefit for them. It finally makes it right. We can now get those benefits that they should have got years ago, and now they're on this list, so we can get either the veteran or the family members the benefits that they deserve.
They have to support themselves and be able to take care of themselves while we're deployed. And plus, this may be something that they can use after I'm gone.
This is just another example of how government can support our veterans and their families when we make good decisions like supporting the PACT Act and making sure that our local veterans understand how they can apply for the benefits that they've earned and deserve.
In our community, we have about 24,000 veterans who are eligible for additional support under the PACT Act. And we've made it our mission to do everything in our power to honor their service and assist them in getting the benefits they've earned. To accomplish this, your county commission budgeted for 3 new VSOs so that no veteran is left unserved. We pride ourselves in being a military-friendly community. This extends beyond our veterans to our active duty and reserve service members and to the 5 military installations inside El Paso County. And we have much to be proud of when it comes to our military. From the Air Force Academy, which trains our leaders, to Fort Carson, which houses and trains some of our nation's most elite soldiers, our community truly leads the nation as a military town. But nowhere should we have more pride than in Space Command. Woohoo! That's right. This year in our community, Space Command achieved full operational capability, a feat that could not have been accomplished in any other community in the United States. Space Command is at the forefront of the next generation of warfighting, and our community fully supports the mission and the people who are leading that fight. This extends beyond the traditional military infrastructure and into our community's unique private sector that supports our military's efforts. Our community boasts one of the top private sector ecosystems for military space innovation to support our nation's warfighters. The Catalyst campus and its surrounding businesses have become a national model for how private capital and innovation can support our national defense right here in our community. We're honored to serve our military in unique ways, and we must realize the substantial boost they provide to our local economic portfolio. Our economy has grown so quickly that it has created a shortage in attainable housing in our community. And your county government is working to tackle that issue head on. We've made significant strides in housing development. In addition to commissioners making our process more efficient, cutting red tape, and allowing innovative new models, our Economic Development Office also works with the private sector to make big things happen. With assistance through our non-traditional El Paso County Housing Authority and other partners, we have some exciting new projects. Paloma Gardens, Launchpad, and Silver Key Senior Housing are adding 180 new units of affordable housing to local inventory. And this year, we're excited to see Bentley Commons add 162 new affordable units, including 25 reserved for veterans.
In El Paso County, we really take a holistic approach to economic development. And what I mean by that is we focus on three main areas: business incentives, affordable housing initiatives, and community development initiatives. A lot of times you see those three disciplines kind of broken up, but I love our approach here at El Paso County because any public policy we're making in one area definitely impacts the other two.
A lot of the requests that we were getting to use that trust fund were things that could be made into very low interest loans, and we would eventually see that money coming back and we could recycle it. The county commissioners agreed and created the Housing Authority, which under state and federal law has the opportunity to make loans, and the rest is literally history.
All businesses in our region right now are suffering from being able to attract and retain workforce. An important component of that is ensuring that their workforce has affordable places to live and a great quality of life.
The average price of a home in El Paso County is exceeding $450,000, and with interest rates the way they have gone, it is difficult for young people to really get a start. It's even difficult for older people to stay here, and I think that's many times where the Housing Authority can step in and help.
For 30 years, the El Paso County Housing Authority has played a vital role in enhancing affordable and accessible housing for residents with limited means. They do this by advising the Board of County Commissioners on bond issuance for housing projects. And the combined private activity bond allocations for El Paso County, the City of Colorado Springs, and Fountain now exceeds the allocation of the City and County of Denver. What an indicator of all the amazing economic development taking place right here in our region. Additionally, the county's Economic Development Office manages the Housing Trust Fund, supporting agencies in creating innovative programs to meet local housing needs. And speaking of innovative programs, we tackled 3 issues at once when we created a public-private partnership with Habitat for Humanity, Widefield School District 3, and Careers in Construction to remove legal red tape and dedicate 9 acres of school-designated property to be used for housing, including current and prospective school district employees. I think that's what Jen Furta would call waving our magic wands to make things happen in 3 different critical sectors. While solving our housing shortage is important, developing our workforce to keep up with demand is equally important. To accomplish this, we leverage federal and state resources to create local programs. One of the most impactful of these is the Pikes Peak Workforce Center, led by Tracy Marquez. Serving as the American Job Center for El Paso and Teller counties, the Workforce Center and their board play a crucial role in bridging the gap between vital businesses and work-ready job seekers. On one side of that gap are employers looking for qualified employees, and on the other side are youth, individuals re-entering the workforce, and those facing employment barriers. And by serving over 1,700 employers, hosting 42 job fairs, and serving 27,000 clients with job search and training opportunities, Tracy and your Pikes Peak Workforce Center are indeed contributing to a vibrant and robust economic ecosystem. The success of these economic development initiatives in El Paso County would not be possible without strong partnerships. Collaborating closely with the Colorado Springs Chamber and EDC, the Office of Economic Development and International Trade, or OEDIT, and the City of Colorado Springs, the local business community have been crucial. These partnerships ensure a unified approach, leverage shared resources, and amplify our collective impact, leading to tangible benefits for our entire region. Speaking of tangible benefits for our region, our Pikes Peak Regional Office of Emergency Management, or OEM, ensures maximum collaboration through natural disasters. Now, where I grew up in Georgia, rain and humidity were the norm. I knew I was a true Coloradan when a drop would come out of the sky and I would say, "We sure could use the moisture." Well, last June, no one was saying we needed any more moisture when we experienced an unprecedented amount of rainfall. The storms that came in quick succession caused closure of 45 county roads and 5 bridges. Through OEM's successful coordination, our Public Works Department worked to safely reopen nearly all within 48 hours. Our Regional Office of Emergency Management, led by Andrew Nottbaum, helped mitigate the impact of flooding. The beauty of our regional OEM is that collaboration is built in. We had an instant line of communication with other localities, the state and FEMA. They defined collaboration, working with the city and county public works, parks departments, and utilities providers to prioritize resident safety and ensure that you were back on the roads, ball fields, and trails that make this place so special. In the middle of all this, our regional OEM became the only local government in the state of Colorado and one of only 39 local programs throughout the country to earn the highest accreditation from the Emergency Management Accreditation Program. This achievement highlights the office's capability and dedication to maintaining community safety and resilience in emergencies. And it underscores what can be accomplished with regional collaboration. Okay, I get it. I've probably said the word collaboration too many times already, but you really can't get enough of it when people are depending on you. We've implemented a number of intergovernmental agreements, or IGAs. And while intergovernmental agreement probably sounds awfully governmental, it actually reduces red tape and allows more efficient delivery of services by both parties. This year, El Paso County engaged in several IGAs, notably with the City of Colorado Springs. One of these IGAs was for homeless camp cleanups. Under this agreement, the county will reimburse the city to clear homeless camps in unincorporated El Paso County within a mile of city limits. This means that camp cleanup does not stop when you cross a jurisdictional line. Another agreement focuses on the operation and maintenance of traffic signals. Simply put, this saves you time and money. Now you can expect more coordinated signal timing as you move across our growing community. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mayor Yemi Mobilati, his dedicated staff at the City of Colorado Springs, and the City Council who approved those IGAs. We thank all of you for those partnerships. Your collaboration and commitment have been instrumental in enhancing our community services and ensuring the well-being of our shared residents. In fact, the support and cooperation of all 8 of our municipalities and surrounding communities are greatly appreciated and are key to our continued success in serving El Paso County. Speaking directly to our friends who serve other communities in El Paso County, we needed each other last year, we need each other this year, and we will need each other next year. and El Paso County is standing shoulder to shoulder with you in meeting the needs of our citizens. Within El Paso County, we have several independently elected officials who also work together to promote public safety for our community and our region. And sometimes these officials get thrown curveballs in executing the duties of their office. No one could have expected 200 bodies to be discovered at a funeral home in Fremont County. But for Dr. Leon Kelly, our coroner, he jumped into action immediately. Dr. Kelly is a nationally renowned forensic pathologist and is often utilized by our surrounding communities because of his expertise. We worked with Dr. Kelly to ensure he had the resources and support needed to deal with this crisis in our neighboring community, and that affected many of our own residents. El Paso County departments, including the Sheriff's Office, Department of Public Works, facilities, OEM, and volunteers collaborated seamlessly. Their expertise and professionalism helped support grieving families searching for answers. As with our coroner, our district attorney, Michael Allen, had a challenging year in 2023. Unlike Denver, we generally enjoy a predictable local sense of safety. But the Club Q shooting, which took the lives of 5 of our citizens, left our community reeling. Additionally, the Gannon Stouch case shocked our community and rocked us to the core. Throughout this process, District Attorney Allen fought for justice and closure for the victims, their families, and our entire community. Our DA's commitment to public safety goes beyond high-profile cases. The DA's office has notably partnered with Safe Passage to conduct mock courtroom models for children, often the victims of domestic violence. This program enables our most vulnerable youth to interact with the judicial system in a more comfortable way that promotes justice for them and their families. Our district attorney's continual dedication to promoting public safety through swift and appropriate justice is laudable. Sheriff Joe Roybal, who took office just over a year ago, swiftly implemented programs to bolster community safety. This included the revitalization of the Veterans Ward in our county jail. Because in El Paso County, we show up for our veterans even on their worst days. Sheriff Roybal's efforts have directly led to improved outcomes for our veteran offenders and a reduced recidivism rate that we can't wait to tell you about next year. Additionally, Sheriff Roybal has tackled the local mental health crisis head-on. Our deputies are specifically trained to deal with mental health needs and collaborate with UC Health and public health officials to achieve improved outcomes. As a result, we now have licensed providers dealing with mental health problems, thus reducing strain on our law enforcement. This approach also restores families and individuals before there is a public safety issue. I wish I had more time to recognize all of the amazing people who contribute to the success of our community, but you signed up for a morning event and not an all-day one, so I'll cut it short. But I must recognize our other county elected officials who are here today and who also provide world-class service to our citizen customers. They lead their employees and offices with quiet professionalism and dedication to public service. I would also like to recognize our key staff who truly enable your elected officials to deliver on the vision we cast. El Paso County has 2,881 employees who are managed by seasoned professionals dedicated to making our community the best it can be. Please join me in giving a round of applause to our elected officials and the staff who make it happen. I've spent much of my time talking about how our county government has been structured to provide great service and be responsive to our community. We've discussed some amazing achievements by the various departments here and our collaboration with other local governmental entities. And while that is our past, it's also our future. We gather today at the beginning of a new year, and as with every new year, this one will bring challenges that we cannot anticipate today. But that does not mean we are not ready. Through past adversity, your county government has learned and retooled itself to be more adaptive and flexible in responding to you and unexpected crises. Our systems and personnel will allow us to rise to these challenges to continue to support our customer, the citizens of El Paso County and the cities. And by working with our partners, we will continue to make ours the best community to live, work, and play in the country. 23 years ago, when I first entered El Paso County, I looked at Pikes Peak and our region through the eyes of a young woman filled with hope and optimism. Today, I stand here as the chair of your county commission, but also as a mom and a Coloradan who wants to see her son grow up experiencing the same unique embrace of this community I did a few short decades ago. I stand here proudly to tell you that El Paso County is indeed full of the same hope and optimism that propelled us forward and the one that I saw when I was 20. And the state of our region is not just good, it's great. And we at the county are fully prepared and equipped to join all of you going forward to make it even greater. Thank you.
Let's give another round of applause for the great Commissioner Bremer. And it warms my heart to know she was trained at the Chamber and EDC a few years ago. I'm just kidding. We're in good hands with our county commission. Thank you again to today's sponsors for supporting not only the State of the Region event, but also for the collaboration and the regional work that has been done throughout the entire 2023 and we know will occur in 2024. Thank you all for being here today and helping us build our incredible county. Our next event will be on March the 8th. See, we just move right on to the next thing. We want to celebrate International Women's Day. It's another collaborative event with the Colorado Springs Chamber and EDC, and this year, the Southern Colorado Women's Chamber of Commerce. It's our second annual Mind, Body, and Business, a celebration of women. Thank you, I agree. For some reason, I agree. This event is dedicated to celebrating and empowering women in business, bringing together the unstoppable women of our community, and hearing from inspirational trailblazers who strive to create a space where women can be encouraged and also be their authentic self. Now, gentlemen, we promise not to talk ugly about you at this event. And I actually will save a few seats if you'd like to come hear what we do behind the scenes. You can get registered today through our events page on our website at www.cscedc.com. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We cannot wait to see you at our next event. We are now adjourned.